Hi, I want to talk about today some Shepard, who was a playwright and also actor. So when I was first introduced, that's way, way back, probably about 1977. I came here in the United States 1976. So following year, I was like going to the here and there, the play that the student, group did, and one of them, it's called Buried Child. And at that time, I didn't know anything about Sam Shepard, and so I didn't pay much attention. Of course, my English knowledge is not that good, and I probably couldn't understand what it is about. But I think I saw that early on at the university theater or something. But that memory is very obscure. So I'm not sure I saw the just a brochure, and I didn't just go to the play. I think that's what it is. I saw the Buried Child by some shepherd, some plays playing it somewhere, and I saw that particular advertisement, or maybe that's it. But anyway, after a while, I think I got to know, and because at that time, I think he was kind of becoming like a more popular, or becoming like a sensational at that time, because he's a very young writer. He's young playwright, and good looking, and so forth. So probably that's what I heard. But when I got to see not the live performance, but oh gosh, I think on a TV production maybe I saw the PBS or some place like that. They did a play called True West. True West is a story about a brother, two brothers, and this younger one is a writer, trying to write some, story or fiction, and this older brother is like a hobo, like a like a wandering around, without any purpose, anything, and drinking booze or something like that. And but anyway, so they when the younger brother was taking care of their mother's house, this older brother visit, missing for a couple of years for somewhere, wandering around. But he came back, and so they start to live together. And so after that, the story kind of the, get a little bit difficult, and then turn around, and then a very fantastic play. And I saw the production by Chicago theater group, and of course that is Gary Snise and John Malkovich. And John Malkovich played their older brother, and Gary Snise played younger brother. And that particular play was stuck in my mind, and ever since then I look for anywhere, and again the TV production by, I think, like some TV channel produced this play by two real brothers, Dennis Quaid and Randy Quest. Randy Quest is of course older brother, so he played older brother, and Dennis Quaid played younger brother. And again I was struck, and so that's the first introduction. And by the time I saw those two plays, I started to read other plays. I buy books like this, some Shepard play books, and I saw the Curse of Starving. I read this Curse of Starving Cross in this book, and I really liked it. So when I visited somewhere, the South, I don't remember where that was, maybe Texas, the one university group was playing the Curse of Starving Class. So of course I went, and I was very, very entertained and very um, amazed how good that is. And the reason why I like his play is little bit funny. I think most of all is funny. All the plays, even though they take a little bit the real life, very typical, not a typical, very American. I would say very American life. That's like a West, maybe, or Southwest lifestyle. I don't know, somewhere around there. But I thought it very American, and the way they speak this language is so. I think I thought when I was reading or whatever, watching the play, funny. It's very funny, and because I thought maybe I was an English learner, and I was trying to understand what they're saying as much as possible, and then I could understand because it was funny to begin with, and also it is easy to understand. But anyway, so I went to see the Curse of Starving Class, and this, like a student's production, and I felt like I was in a Broadway. Very, very good. And each student had a tremendous acting capability, and the story itself is so funny and so unexpected. Story change into different scenario and developed from that, and then so forth. So, so amazing. Even though I had a spoiler, right? Because I read the books and everything, the play itself. So I go there, but still very enjoyable. So I think that still this John Malkovich, Gary Sinise True West is still there. I looked for the Dennis and Randy Quaid version, and I couldn't find it, so that may be gone. But definitely, if I can find like a DVD or something, I like to get hold of it. But I don't think there's no DVD issued. But there's a lot of other play groups did those plays, especially the True West, very, very popular. So you could find various groups doing the True West. Sam Shepard. So at that time, 1970s, he got the Pulitzer Prize, and that's why he became well known and popular. And so he himself became an actor, and the two movies I remember is like Days of Heaven. This is excellent, excellent, beautiful, beautiful cinematography and a beautiful story, beautifully shot. I really strongly recommend Days of Heaven. He was in there, and also the Right Stuff. This is the Tom Wolfe's novel, right, fiction, became a movie. Philip Kaufman directed it, and Right Stuff, he played Chuck Yeager. Chuck Yeager is like before the 7 astronauts, first astronauts, the selected. I think Chuck Yeager was a pilot and tried to become one of the 7, but he didn't. He couldn't. He wasn't chosen to be a first 7 astronauts. All the astronauts are fantastic. They played various roles. And so anyway, so those two movies, Days of Heaven, The Right Stuff. If you want to see him in the movie, you have to see those two movies. And he also wrote a screenplay for the movie called Paris, Texas. Paris, Texas, you could tell that is written by him because the story, constructions of the story, the conversation, rhythm, and everything is exactly his own, style there. And I really enjoyed this. Paris, Texas has Natasha Kinski in it, Harry Dean Stanton in it, and one more, Dean Stockwell. Dean Stockwell, I remember 1960s or even 50s, I think 60, early 60s. He was a young actor. He was doing some movies, very young, good-looking actor. But at that time, he played this Paris, Texas. He was a middle-aged man, but I really liked him, Dean Stockwell, in that movie. Very kind of funny because of the screenplays. I think kind of a funny way of speaking, and story was a little bit, off the normal life, a little bit off. Okay, so I really like that movie, and I strongly recommend that too. So Paris, Texas, Days of Heaven, and The Right Stuff. You have to see those three movies. And but anyway, Sam Shepard already passed away, age of 73 or something. So he is a little bit older than me, myself, right now. And so he married the actress, which I like, Jessica Lange. Jessica Lange. She flirted with the Baryshnikov, right? Baryshnikov, ballet, Russian ballet guy, and but she got married with some Shepard. Anyway, by the way, the Baryshnikov is again the same age as me. So yeah. Anyway, some Shepards. Lots of plays that Very Child is very, very good. The Starving Class, Curse of the Starving Class, and The True West, and lots of others. And some of them I read, but some of them I haven't still read yet. There's a lot of other play that you can enjoy. I don't know what. I think that's only two plays that I really liked, and I think there's some other plays too. So, Sam Shepard, why I liked, because it's very American, but it's not a typical American way. It's like a loner and somewhere south or west type of culture, and always got a little bit of funny to begin with, but also just like it's unexpected life, depicting unexpected life of the family or people who are acting a little bit strange or awkward to the normal life, So I really like that. So again, because this Sam Shepard is very important to me, because I started to read this author's play before I get into the all the famous playwright Arthur Miller and Tennessee Williams and Eugene O'Neill. Those Tennessee Williams, Eugene O'Neill, and Arthur Miller, those three are three biggies, right? And Sam Shepard is not, I don't think it's not considered to be number fourth or anything, but I love Sam Shepard. So if you could check with the YouTube, I think there's a lot of Sam Shepard things there. So I really want you to explore some Shepard's world. Wonderful. Okay, thank you.